nextlevelcredit.net prides itself in the mortgage arena. This is an area of business that I've been doing for 20 years. A real estate agent, a mortgage loan officer. I've been an underwriter. I had a friend who came to me last year in August. So here we are getting into August. And she needed to get her credit done, and with the hopes of getting into a house by October, November, right? So I'm always very realistic on time, and if I can look at something and say, look, we're going to get it done in 2 or 3 months, then great. But realistically, it could take longer than that because of the situation. Every creditor reports at different times in the month, and so there could be overlaps. There's all kinds of different things that were happening with her credit. So we undertook the case, and we started working with her credit. We started getting some results, but in mortgages, you got to have a down payment, you got to have reserves, you got to have, everything has to line up, right? And we have to find the house, right? So as we're going through this, we get her credit where it needs to be, but then reserves, right? We needed to start having these other variables in the conditions. And then we start going through an episode where in Arizona, the supply is very small. So the houses that were available where she wanted were not there, or they were there, but she's only approved for so much, right? So now we got to start thinking outside the box. How are we going to make this happen? How are we going to make the dream of home ownership a reality? If she needs to be in a certain area, she doesn't have the flexibility to move to Maricopa or Casa Grande or the outskirts where the prices are more affordable, right? So we got very direct with going to builders in the area, right? And looking at homes that maybe were sitting, lots that hadn't sold for whatever reason, that were maybe in either too long on time in their system, or lots that were coming up that they wanted to get under contract quickly, right? So this is where we become your partner in progress, because nobody else goes through that process. They basically, the traditional sense is we go into an MLS system and we start seeing what's out in the market, but we got to start thinking outside the box for many of our clients, because we need to look for homes that maybe are distressed. Maybe they're going through a bankruptcy, a divorce, maybe they owe taxes and they're losing it. All these variables that we can help people find and have access to. This is how we're able to use these skill sets to help people. Great story, because she was able to get the house that she wanted. It was only about a 20-minute drive to her work. We got it with a $10,000 incentive from the builder, so she didn't have to come in with as much money. She still was able to get a buy down to get her rate where it needed to be to qualify her. And she closed this past week. She gets the keys on Monday. So, I mean, win-win-win. She's writing a beautiful review for the patience that it took, almost a year, guys. So it wasn't overnight. It took a while. There's a process inside that, and there's a lot of patience. But when you work with a professional that cares, that's been through it, that wants to get you to the next level, you got to think of Jimmy Rios with nextlevelcredit.net. Give us a call, 480-581-5123.